Here's integrated 3. It's problem 3-65. It's asking about a person moves to a new city and she researches the rates charged by the local utility company for water. She finds the listing of rate explanations below, and she expects her family might use up to 1,000 cubic feet of water each month. So here's all the information that was given, and then we know how much she's going to use, or up to how much she's going to use. And so it wants me, letter A wants me to sketch a graph of the water usage, and it says be sure to consider what the cost would be for partial units. This took a long time, but I made a graph, and so I put the water usage on the x-axis and I put the cost on the y-axis. And let me get this closer. And I made a table, and I knew she was going to use up to 1,000. So I know that if she doesn't use any water at all, she still has to pay the monthly fee. So I put that's supposed to look like it's at $12.70. I'm scaling by tens on my cost axis, and I'm scaling by hundreds on my water used axis. And so then I started just, figuring out for each amount of water. So she always has to have $12.70 charged every single month. And the first month, she's only going to use, it says $3.90 per every 100. And if she only uses 100, then it's going to be $16.60. And I tried it. Really sorry about my graph. I should have spread it out more. They're really all squished in there, but I just did my best to graph them. So then I noticed that the second, 200 cubic feet is just going to be $3.90, but times 2 plus your $2.70. So that gave me $20.50, and I put that on my graph. And then I realized I can just add $3.90 each time. So I added $3.90 and got this one. And then after the 300, then the price gets more expensive, and it's $5.20 per 100 cubic feet. So at first I made a mistake, and I thought it was, I thought that they were going to back charge them $5.20 for the first 300 or something, but that didn't make sense. So all I did is I grabbed the total that they had from 300, and I just added another 100 cubic feet to it, and I know each 100 cubic feet now costs $5.20. So I just went 24.40 plus the $5.20, and then after that and from here on out, it's just every additional 100 cubic feet costs an additional $5.20. So I just went through and added $5.20 for every 100 feet. And I got this, and I did my best. My graph isn't very good looking, but there's my graph. I made it so that it was a function. Because when it says the first 300 cubic feet, well, it's hard to explain it. It's all the way up to 300, you get a certain price. And then every 300.001 cubic feet, you're going into the higher price bracket or whatever. So that's why these open circles are starting each every 100 cubic feet. So yes, it's a function. It's a function because for every x value, there's only one y value because my circles are open. And the domain is just from 0 to 1,000, but the range is just the y values. like there's gaps in between the Y values. The range is just 1270, 1660, 2050, 2440. It's just these 11 numbers that are in this table in my money column. That's the range. And then what if we lowered the monthly rate? I think they wanted to lower it down to $10.20. Well, that would, so $10.20, that's a difference of $2.50. So it would shift everything down. It would look just the same but shifted down by $2.50. And that's it.